All right. Hi, guys. Welcome in. Good morning. Sorry, a little late. 20 minutes late, technically. But 10 minutes earlier than Tuesday, so there's that, I guess. So, guys, I have a question first before we get going. You guys know, like, when you watch, like, some live streams, usually, especially, like, kind of, like, more amateur live streams, the volume is, like, super quiet, like, all the time, and you have to, like, turn your speakers, like, almost all the way up, and then you switch to something else, and you get, like, it's, like, your ears are just blasted. Does that happen on this stream? I don't really have a way to tell. I don't think it does, but I'm not sure. I just want to know your opinion. Is this one of those quiet streams that everyone has to turn way up? Because I've been watching a lot of Twitch lately, and I keep clicking on random streams, and I'm like, wow, this one I have to turn way up, and I turn like everything all the way up, and then I click on another stream later, and I'm like, whoops, forgot about that. Nope, seems to be pretty in line with other content. Cool, good to know. Yeah, I just remembered like that being an issue, and kept running into it, and I was like, I wonder if my stream is having those same issues or not. We're gonna open Swords and Magic right now. We did some tweaking on for skill trees. I did like a really rough overall like weapon crunch for damage, because I know we're gonna be doing a lot more damage here soon. Let's pause the music. With skill trees, we're gonna be doing a lot more damage, so I did like a little. Oh, oops. Okay, yep, that's fine. 195. I think when this actually goes out, we're gonna call this 110. Oh, interesting. I am seeing slightly lower quality lighting in our shadows right here. I wonder if anyone else is going to notice that. I don't think it's like a huge deal, but it's definitely, I'm definitely seeing it like it's like kind of grainy. We switched to a new lighting method to see if it would like impact performance at all, and I don't love it. Or I guess a new rendering method, not lighting. Let's start a new character. Let's go Fawn, I guess. None. What should we call him? Fondue. We haven't used that name in a long time. let's do. I'm kind of tempted to try hard. I mean, not try hard, but like do hard, because I want to see if it's difficult. I guess we should probably play on the regular one. Then again, Forgotten mode would be pretty fun to play on with skill trees. And it might be a good way to test to make sure that they're like viable. Let's just go with adventurer for now. I think that it's a little quiet. Let's turn it up in game. Anyway, so yeah, the goal today is I want to just kind of test play a little bit and see if we see what like skill trees are feeling like and see what the leveling progress feels like with them right now. And make sure our damage isn't like crazy. Because like I said, I just kind of crunched all of our weapon damage down a little bit. It was obviously like I went from like 100% to like 65%. So it's like a 35% drop in damage. So we will see if that's too much. I hate like doing like little bits at a time. Like if I was like, let's just go from 100 to 95%, we wouldn't have really noticed a difference. So I wanted to make sure we like actually did a good chunk. Oh, there's something else we need to work on today. We might not get to it today, but it's got to get done before it can go out. Yeah, everything is down really low. Let's turn this down. Let's turn this up. Turn music up a little bit. What? I have never had a crash. I don't think. That's interesting. Yeah, like I don't think the game's ever crashed on me when I wasn't like testing like a new like thing that I wasn't sure about yet. Or like, you know, after I compiled after like C++ or something. Yeah, this snowman looks really bad, man. I think we're gonna change it back from forward shading. That's wild, that crash. I have no idea what would cause that. If it happens again, then I guess we're gonna, I don't know, definitely switch back from forward rendering because I think that might be the problem. But I don't know why it would be. Yeah, crashing is pretty rare. I know like some people have reported crashes and stuff. But yeah, like not very often. It's usually like a performance issue. Like or like a hardware issue. Is that the same place? We just crashed in the exact same place? We're gonna could it be Sen? It could be a dialogue event. I changed some things with or I changed we're gonna test one last time and see if it crashes at the same time. If it's happening when you get the item, that could be the issue, but I don't know why. That should have nothing to do with the thing I did change. If we actually, you know, don't crash one of these times and we figure out what's going on. Honestly, this is not a big deal. This is just a dev build, and I just pushed this out to everyone else last night, so I wasn't expecting it to be perfect, but this is a little concerning. All right, now I'm a little concerned that it's just a time-based thing because it didn't crash. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Let's open the editor, I guess. I'm gonna change our shading back, which means it's gonna be like like half an hour. I might not change it back today. Maybe we'll just work on something else. Or, what we might do is just test in editor and see if we get the same issue, though it's gonna take a while to open and test. Do you use Sentry or Bug Splat to collect crashes? Neither. I don't use anything. I guess it sounds like we should, though. Honestly, so what I've learned is I just take my crash logs and drop them right into GPT and ask it to analyze it for me because it's way faster than me like scrolling through and trying to find where the crash is. I guess I can just use like a control F, but like GPT usually does a better job, and then it also like translates it to like something that I understand easier, faster. But right now it's taking a long ass time because it's like analyzing everything, which I don't know if that's a good thing. It's usually like 5 seconds. Sorry, I'm just reading the. I don't know. I'll just wait till it spits the whole thing out. Hey, what's up, Soupy? So if the game crashes, you don't receive the crash reports? No, we don't. If the game crashes, people can report it to us, and then we will look into it. But it happens so few. Like, I'm guessing we've had less than 10 crash reports since the game launched in 2020. So like, I personally don't think it's worth, like paying a service or like setting up a service to like gather crash logs because it just doesn't happen often enough. Or if it does happen more often than I think it does, people aren't reporting it. If that's the case, that's fine, I guess. Hey, Red, thank you so much for the reset. Appreciate that. Subi, I said hi to you, right? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Sorry, I'm like, my brain is just like thinking about what could be causing this crash. I don't know what I've done. Like what could be happening 15 or so seconds after the world opens up that is causing a crash, because it does seem to be timed, right? Like it seems like it's happening at the same time every time. Let's try it again with a different character while we're waiting for the engine open.
Ew, it's a bag.
Companions unpacking IDs back into NPCs all over the place, and a couple of skeletal meshes with invalid bone transforms. No fatal error. Hmm. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. There's nothing super obvious. It looks like it could have something to do with the item library, or it could have something to do with companions unpacking their data or their health bars. Which sucks. This is Twig. This is a different character entirely. I don't know why we're in jail, but okay. Just give it. Okay, yeah. So it seems to be happening after like 10 seconds or so. Okay. We can try testing it in editor whenever it opens and see if we get the same error. That would be the best situation, and then we can see if there's an a runtime error for it we can look at. DD, thanks so much for the resub. Appreciate it. $2. What about $2? Okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Get rid of all this now. I did a bad thing yesterday. I bought the new Guild Wars Reforged. I was actually kind of hyped about it because I haven't played the original Guild Wars since like, I don't know, early 2000s. So I was really excited to try it again, and I logged in and I played for like 20 minutes. I think it was like 22 minutes. And I got the nostalgia hit, and then I remembered all of the issues with the game and like how clunky it feels and how like it's like, I don't know, there's like a lot of meh with that game. Because I remember I played that and then I switched to World of Warcraft, and I remember when I switched to WoW, I was like, why was I so like against switching for so long? I did have a friend who was telling me that like people steal your mobs and stuff in WoW, and it like sucks and all this stuff, so I didn't switch because of that. But then when I switched to WoW, finally I was like, yeah, no, this game is like night and day better. Like everything about this game is exactly what I wanted like Guild Wars to be, and wasn't. And so when Guild Wars 2 came out and I found out that it's like a shared open world and everything, I was super excited about it. And I obviously played that a lot too. But yeah, going back to old school Guild Wars, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is for me, so I refunded it. I also shouldn't be spending $20 on games right now. We don't really have the money for it. Christmas is coming up, so we have to be careful with our money. So I felt kind of guilty buying it anyway. But anyway, it was pretty dead. There were not a ton of players playing. I mean, I guess it kind of felt like it did when I played back in the day. It had about the same amount of players like hanging around doing nothing, but still, I would have expected it to be like a little busier for a relaunch on like the day of the relaunch. And that tells me that give it like 2 weeks and it'll be completely dead. No one's gonna be playing it. I don't know. It just doesn't have the same. Oh, here's a spoiler. Don't look at that. That didn't exist. You didn't see it. Could you refund? I did. I put in a refund. I don't know if I got it or not. I probably did. I've never been denied a refund, so I'm guessing I did. Maybe not. I don't know. Usually it tells you, I think. Oh, the spellcast. I think I got into the spellcaster playtest. I did. Is it a playtest? Or is it just a beta for everybody? Maybe just everyone has it. I'm gonna try this too. This looks cool. Anyway, I didn't see Guild Wars on my Oh, it says here. So maybe I do still have it. Maybe I didn't get the refund. If I didn't put a reason. I just left that blank because usually I put a reason that says like, you know, I usually just put like the game's not fun or something. If it is a game that I bought that I'm just like, this is disappointing. But yeah. Too late, seen it? I don't know what you're talking about. Seen what? You never learn, do you? You never learn, don't you? What? Oh, this is different than I imagined. Wait, what? What's different than you imagined? I've only been denied refunds on games I have 2+ hours on. Yeah, I've spent 20 minutes in it, so, which is dumb because one game worked so poorly and the tutorial took so long that by the time I finished the tutorial I had 2+ hours and they wouldn't refund me. Yep. Spoiler Spider, I don't know what that is. What's that, Riptical? I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Okay, so let's see. Let's open, should we just open tier 1 then? It's gonna take like 5 minutes to do. Let's just do it. Let's do it and test it and see if this is causing the issue. I'm like 99% sure we're gonna turn off the forward shading anyway because I don't want to deal with, I don't know, there's like that weird graininess and I just don't like it. It's not worth the quality drop, I think. I have a feeling that it's not going to save anyone's performance since it's a graphics side thing and that doesn't really matter. So, yeah. Working a lot, little play. Yeah, I feel you. Thought you were gonna say you played until dawn again? No, definitely not. I played for 20 minutes and was not into it. And then I did log into WoW and played until like midnight, but still. But yeah, last night was the first night I actually like played WoW. I did log in and tinkered with a character that I played with, Quinn. He helped me make a character, and I was actually having a lot of fun with it. It was a Tauren. I don't know why he picked Tauren. That's what he liked. But it was fun. And that was, so they did this like world buff drop thing, which I still don't know what the hell it was. I can't find any actual information on it. And I even asked GPT to look into it, and it was like, I think it might be a bug. And I'm like, I don't think so. I find it hard to believe that Blizzard accidentally released a whole world buff bug that hit the whole server that lasted for like 3 days that wasn't intended. I don't know. Anyway, there was like a world buff that like gave everyone like the Dragon Slayer buff essentially, but it was called something different, which meant like warriors were hitting for like, you know, almost double damage, especially early game. And I was like, this is really fun to level a warrior with this buff. So I was having a ton of fun on that character, but I logged back in after vacation a couple days ago, and that buff's gone now. So maybe it was a bug, I don't know. But without that buff, it wasn't as much fun playing that character, so I didn't play anymore. It's also pretty dead in the Tauren starting zone. I don't think a lot of people are that into Tauren for some reason. Or even like, it feels like a lot of players are playing Alliance. Like most players are playing Alliance, to be honest. Which kind of sucks, I guess. Anyway, also I think because my YouTube feed has been like completely full of like WoW stuff lately, I keep finding random videos of people who are making devlogs for MMOs that are WoW likes or WoW clones. And I'm like, okay, did I miss the boat here again? I don't know. I really feel like there's this like golden opportunity right now for the first indie team to like actually launch like a game that feels like WoW but has like a whole new plate of content to explore, you know, and new stuff to like figure out, a new like metas to discover, and like, you know, all the stuff that people love about World of Warcraft, like that they can do all over again with a brand new set of things to explore. They're like whole new, you know, like I said, plate of content. So I'm pretty excited about diving back into the MMO. What's up, Ben? Speak of the devil. Yeah, I haven't touched it since we got back from vacation. I haven't touched it since before vacation, technically. I need to buy 3D coat before I can really get into start texture painting armor, and I cannot afford it. It was on sale for $100 off, and I was going to buy it, but I do not have the money. And we got a $300 donation, which, by the way, I don't know why that still shows up there. I literally reset it this morning and it's like not updating live. I don't know why. Very annoying. So I reset it back to just $10 love and support, but I don't know if it'll actually reset on stream until next stream. But anyway, we got a $300 donation, but it was through Super Chat via a Super Chat on YouTube. Sorry. And apparently YouTube takes 30% of your Super Chat donations. So I only got $210, which was not enough to pay for the software, and I cannot justify spending any money out of my own pocket right now. So I missed the Black Friday deal on 3D Coat, and I will have to wait until I have more money because I just cannot afford it right now. So yeah, and not only that, but because it's a Super Chat, I have to wait till YouTube decides to pay me out, which won't be until probably either the middle of this month or next month. I'm not even sure. So yeah, they take 30%. So I lost $90 on a $300 donation. So, and $300 was almost, it would have covered it. $300 would have covered the entire software for Black Friday, but Super Chat absolutely sucks. If you guys are thinking about donating to me for some reason, please use the Twitch donation link. My Streamlabs donation link. It goes straight to my PayPal immediately, and they take like 3% or something. It's something really small, like you barely notice it. So yeah, do not touch the Super Chat bullshit. That's absolute garbage. YouTube is a scam. I do not like YouTube. I also don't like Twitch. So, I mean, I don't know. We're kind of in a boat where like we're taking out water and it doesn't matter which way we go. So why not Substance Painter? It's $20 a month for Substance Painter. I could pay for that outright, and that's a lot cheaper. But I don't like hand painting in Substance Painter. It doesn't feel like they have the right tools for hand painting. It's more about, Substance Painter is more about layering on a bunch of materials and stuff. And we actually tried to make that work. I paid $20 for Substance Painter for a month to see if I liked how it worked. I canceled my sub. I don't like it. I do like Substance Painter, don't get me wrong. If I was doing more AAA stuff, I would do it. But since I'm doing hand painted, it just doesn't feel like it's the way to go. It's like hand painting in Substance Painter does not feel good. It's not like they don't have the tools for like blending and eyedropping and like it's just not meant for hand painting stuff. Like it doesn't. So in there, it's more about like applying materials and then like using effects and stuff like that to blend it. And I don't want to deal with that. So it's not worth it. Yeah, I really liked how 3D Coat felt, and that just definitely seemed like the best way to go. So that's the plan. So until that happens, I could technically use Photoshop or even like Procreate to like paint my textures and then just check them. So I'd have to paint them in 2D and then check them. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a headache. I mean, I could do it. I'm not super in a rush right now to work on the MMO. It's just right now it feels like I need to get Swords Magic update out, so that's what I'm doing. Because Swords Magic, spoiler alert, will be on sale soon. I can't tell you when, but I can tell you it's going to be on sale, and it'll be a pretty big sale, and I plan on getting a pretty big update out for it. So yeah. Anyway, okay, we're in Tirwin. Let's hit play and see if we are going to crash in here. I have this weird feeling that it's not going to crash and nothing's going to be wrong, because this is just the story of my life with this stupid project. It's going to take a minute to load up. We will, if this doesn't work, we will also go into the persistent menu and hit play and see what happens when I just like log in legitimately and make sure that doesn't crash too. I should have just opened that level. That would have been so much smarter, and then waited for the engine to open it. Whatever. Ad blocking. We got a super chat on the YouTubes. Yep. Just spent 2 to 3 hours working on Patreon stuff. Time to enjoy the $0 we're gonna get. Yeah, Patreon is... I don't know. Honestly, Patreon is great. It's just... my problem with it is I just don't have enough stuff to like share to justify it, and I feel really guilty about that. I guess I have a couple things I should go post on there for the new upcoming content and like kind of spoil what's coming in this update. But Yeah, I just kind of forget about it. It's like the problem with Patreon is it's sort of like out of sight, out of mind for me. So I don't really think about it until I get paid, and until they like I get paid out from them, and I'm like, oh man, I need to go post stuff on here because I'll definitely go like 2 or 3 months at a time without posting anything on there. There's not really an alternative. Ko-fi is the alternative, and it's good. Ko-fi's good too. I've seen a lot of people make good money on Ko-fi, and they take a smaller cut, and like I think they're better. The problem is I already have an active like working Patreon that makes like $200 a month right now. It used to make like 500, which was great, but now we're like down to like 150 or 200 or something, which is understandable. Like there's no reason to give me money on Patreon unless you just want to, because I'm not really giving anything back right now. Hopefully the MMO changes that. Hopefully the MMO actually like picks up a pretty thriving Patreon. I'm hoping, my goal is like $1,500 a month on Patreon would be huge. That's kind of like the goal there. And those would be like active players like playing the game like in alpha. If we made $5 a month, I'd be happy. I think you'll see it. I think all you have to, what you have to do, Didi, though, is like, so having a Patreon, having a Steam page, and like that's all great, but you really have to like put your face out there somewhere, right? That's the only way you're gonna get donations. I think what happens is you have to like introduce yourself to the world, and people have to see your face and your voice and know your story, and that's when you'll start getting donations, because that's when people are like, oh, I really like this guy's vibe, or I really like their team, I like their thing they're trying to make, you know. But people don't typically just like see a game and then think like, I want to support this game on Patreon, because it doesn't have that emotional connection, you know. I know that sounds stupid, but that's just how I've found it to work. Is like, as soon, like if you want donations and want like a dedicated like fan base or whatever, like those like super fans, you know, then you really have to like build up an emotional connection with those people and like really show who you actually are. I think it works because like most of you guys have been here since the beginning, and like you're the only ones really left. So you definitely do get like a handful of people who actually do like connect with you. And those are the ones that'll donate on Patreon, not just random people typically, unless you're offering something. If you're like offering like early access to your game or something, then you might get random people. Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be some friends helping us out. Yeah, that's what you're gonna see. I would love to. I really wish I've been in the situation where I was like donating on Twitch streams and like subscribing to a ton of people and stuff on Twitch and like doing Patreon stuff, but I'm not in that position anymore, and I wish I was. Now I'm on the other end of it, just like you, hoping to make some money. How freaking long does this take to launch the game, right? It's crazy. Yeah, Judy, I feel you. Yep. I cannot donate. Yep, yeah, it's fine, guys. I'm not expecting anything from you. It's all good. I think honestly, I think a lot of people are in a tight spot right now, so, and it's understandable. Okay, so far so good. No crashing yet. We might try teleporting into the jail to see if that causes it. Why is this hat not hiding our horns? Also, why do I keep getting random flickering? Oh, is that our crash or is it just a hang? Come on, please crash. Please crash and give me an error that I can work with. I think it's just a hang. What's up, Mateus? I'm doing pretty good. How are you? I pay for Spotify, Amazon Prime, and Humble Bundle, and that's it. Yeah, we probably pay for more than that, but yeah, we're a whole household, not just one person. But yeah, we pay for Amazon Prime, Spotify. I think we have Netflix. We have Disney Plus, but I think that's in a bundle with like Hulu and a bunch of other things with our phone for some reason. With T-Mobile. And then I pay for GPT, which is something that I will probably be canceling here soon. Why do we keep getting this weird like flashing? Are you guys seeing this? I don't know. The game's running like garbage right now, but that's understandable. Okay, let's we're gonna teleport into the jail to make sure this isn't something else going on here. What is it called? I don't know. We have a bunch of error or a bunch of warnings, but no errors. These are all just collision cylinder. It's just every NPC in the game is giving an error because we are not able to like because we're switching in between movable and unmovable. And that's nothing I can do about that really. Okay, let's try one last thing. Let's open up. This is gonna take forever too. Let's open the persistent menu, and then we'll try playing from here. Please crash is crazy. Yeah, well, what are the plans for today? Finishing skill trees. Skill trees are finished. We're just testing them for bugs and then polishing them. The plan for today was actually I was going to start a fresh character and play through skill trees and see how they felt, because I did some balance work. So I want to make sure it feels good with the new balance work. But then we crashed in a package build. Sorry. And because that crashed, now we're trying to hunt it down to see why we're crashing. I think it just has to do with the renderings thing, which because that's the biggest change we made. But I did a couple other stupid things too that probably shouldn't have done that might be causing the problem. What's your Spotify Wrapped listening age? I have no idea. I didn't realize Wrapped was out yet. I have to do it for the mobile app. My phone case broke, so I'm naked again. See? And my wallet's like falling apart, so I told Jana that's what I need for Christmas from her. And then my phone case broke, and I was like, actually, scrap that. The wallet can wait. I need a phone case. Spotify. Wrapped. I wish I could show you this. Maybe I can do it. Can I do it on the app? No, I guess not, huh? Oh, guess not. Let's see. 30,000 minutes. That's 21 days of music. I listened to 232 different genres. Tastes like mine can't be defined. Well, what are you gonna say? My top genre is soundtrack, Midwest emo, progressive metalcore, pop punk, and lo-fi. That sounds about right. Age is just a number. Don't take this personally. My listening age is 38. I'm 37. That's weird though. Since you were into music from the early 2000s, you've got decades of good taste. That's wild. It's 1 year off. I listen to a lot of 70s music. Here's actually 69. Okay, Ryan. Ryan is the one who always makes the 69 jokes. Yeah. Um, isn't the ground supposed to be white? It is white. That's just dirt. The paths are still dirt. Not everything's white. Someone goes around and shovels, oob. Obviously. That means I am now older than you. Yes. Why did I say earlier? Good question, oob. Oob's in charge now. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 38. That's crazy. I'll be 38 in like a couple months, so I'm slightly older than my age. That's weird though. My number one song is probably going to be in the WoW soundtrack. Or I don't know. Let's see what my number one song is. Yep, Elwyn Forest. The only one on here that's even surprising is Utopia by Bring Me the Horizon. The rest are all just soundtrack. Okay, we're done with that now. Sorry. You guys brought it up. I'm 38 years old. New character. Wait, hold on. Go back. Cancel. What is... Oh, I don't know why. My brain thought this was like a brass horn, and I was like, when did I put a brass horn in the game? And now I suddenly want a brass horn in the game. I don't know. I just do. Confirm. Play. Okay, this is gonna take a minute to load anyway. I should have done this while I was reading this. The Spotify Wrapped. It was green before that current screen. Yeah. The editor doesn't display the current season, only when you hit play. Then it sets it. But it was still brown. Like, this section is still brown. It's just a path. And then the snow is... Where the snow is where the grass is. So only the grass gets replaced by the snow. All the dirt paths and stuff are all still dirt paths. We do that on purpose. Gonna listen to ABCs all year, so my song age is 4. Or your listening age is 4. Listen to the Happy Song by Imogen Heap. Didi. That song is scientifically proven to make babies happy, and it works. It 100% works. Guardians of the Galaxy and my grandparents got me on the oldies music. Got it. Cat won't get up. Uh-oh. Like, won't get up like they're being stubborn or they're not feeling good. Okay, that loaded so much faster than opening tier one. This was a much better plan. Please crash, come on. If the whole engine crashed, I would be really mad, because that would mean that there's something major wrong. But it's not crashing. Everything's working as expected, which is just fine. That's a problem. Okay, no errors, just warnings. That sucks. I'm gonna guess that it's the forward rendering and it's like just not rendering something properly. I don't know. Actually, I have any idea. Maybe it's a fluke. Or, you know, maybe the game has just reached the point where it is no longer playable outside the editor. I do not know. So we have two options. One is we just work on dungeon stuff. We can start working on the spider dungeon. Sorry, Didi. Which means kind of like making some tweaks to our spider enemies mostly, and then setting up our dungeon thing in the world. Also that whole thing doesn't even like fully work yet either. That needs more work too. I'm leaving if it's spider dungeon, so give me a warning before pulling it up. You got it. What else do we have? I don't know. This sucks. I really wanted to just play through skill tree stuff, and I can't do it in editor. It's gonna be really bad performance. Do we think that we need to restart the engine to package with the forward shading? Screw it, let's just restart it. We'll just be here talking anyway, who cares? Try to push another update to Steam? Yeah, that's the plan. Time for the blunderbuss with incendiary bullets. Best way to combat spiders. That would be a decent idea. I'm so annoyed that my game checks notes is working. Well, you know, the problem is that it's working in a place where if it broke, I could find out what's wrong with it. But this has like been the curse for Swords of Magic for the last year or so, that every single time I push an update, it works perfectly on my end in the editor, and I cannot find any issues, and I can do whatever I want to try to break it, and I can't break it. And then as soon as someone else gets the packaged version and they test it, everything breaks or something breaks, and I can't replicate it. And this has just become a more and more recurring issue. And I truly think that it's just because the game has so many like dependency chains and so many like back end issues. Like it's just built on like popsicle sticks, and I think those are just starting to like finally snap under the pressure. I've been starting to describe it as a house of cards, and every single time I add a new card, the whole thing falls down, and I have to figure out which piece is broken and then put it back together. It's a nightmare right now. Yeah, I'm gonna. So I turned off forward shading because that's the big thing I changed last time we're working on this, and I'm hoping that's all it was. There was another thing I did remove some pins in some pretty important functions, but when I went to package, it gave me errors for all those functions that was missing, and so I went through and fixed all of them, or all those pins were missing in nodes, and I fixed all those, so they shouldn't be issues now. And then I packaged just fine, so I assumed that everything compiled fine, and we should be good to go. So I just don't know what could be causing the issue at this point, which sucks. So I'm hoping turning off forward shading will open the editor again, and then we will cry a little bit because it's going to take us like 20 minutes to do shaders, and then we'll package. I would like to work on something in the meantime. Unfortunately, I don't want to work on spider stuff, and that's what I kind of need to work on. We could work on some loot for the dungeon. I was kind of tempted to make the boss just drop the spider recipes, spider fang recipes. What are they called? Is it spider fang? Whatever it is. Webwalker recipes. I figure if they drop the web, if the boss drops the Webwalker recipes, and you get a random one every time you defeat the boss, that'll give you a reason to keep going in and fighting the boss. But I also think that it should probably drop like some unique loot too. Like maybe a weapon for each class would be kind of cool. I don't know. This is something we need to figure out. Like, what should dungeons drop in general? Hopefully we'll finish our game before it completely breaks on us. Yeah, I don't think you'll have a problem, DD. I think you guys are a much smaller game with a lot less moving parts, which is good. Rarity items. Well, yeah, but like what kind? Like what? There's a ton of different kinds of items in the game. We need to figure out what we want. Like what do we like? We want players to do dungeons over and over again, right? Like the best part about, in my opinion, one of the best parts about dungeons in World of Warcraft is the loot. And then second is just like the challenge of getting through the dungeon is really fun, I think. I think it's just like teamwork. I really like working in a party and like getting through the dungeon. And the idea for these dungeons is like they shouldn't be soloable. Like they're designed for 4 players in mind, or they're designed for 4 players. But we are going to have, if we even get, I don't even know if this will even get in time. We'll see. I don't think we're going to get this dungeon in for this update. I was hoping for it, but I don't think it's going to happen the more I think about it. Because there's supposed to be 3 different difficulty levels for the dungeon. One is endgame, which will not be happening right now because we don't have endgame yet. One will be the actual dungeon like level. Like that will be like, so like the spider cave will be like level like 18 or something. Somewhere around there. So you'll want your primary and probably even subclass to be level 18 before you go into this dungeon. And you'll want a team of 4 people to do that. Otherwise, you'll have to be higher level to do it, which is also fine. The rewards just won't be as good for a level like 25, going through the dungeon. Yeah, and then there's supposed to be a like adventure mode version, which is, or like the story or whatever. I call it something else, but it's like the casual version. So that should be like, it's basically single player, but that one won't drop all the best loot, and parts of the dungeon might not even be open. So that's the plan anyway. Gain reputation for a town? I don't think so. One, because there's just no reason to gain additional reputation. All of our reputation already fits like within what you need it for. And so getting additional reputation doesn't do anything for you. So that would just be, honestly, probably just a waste of programming work. But also like players would be like, what's the point of getting more reputation? And then there'd be lots of questions, and then I'd have to find ways to make that useful. And that's just, I'd rather just drop cool stuff. I think just dropping cool loot and then potentially having, sorry, Didi. Interesting. We didn't rebuild shaders? That's weird. No shaders need to be rebuilt when I started this. Just when I turned on forward shading. Alright, well let's try to package, I guess, while we're sitting here chatting. Dee, don't look at the screen. I'm gonna delete them so they're not there every time I start the game up, okay? Here we go. Okay, they're gone. Imagine I just had like a photorealistic like spider model up instead when you look back. That'd be so mean. Yeah, Dee has a phobia. I think Didi's like pretty much the main reason we did arachnophobia mode. What I'm thinking though for those spiders, for the half spider, half person, is we will, I don't know, I have a couple options. One, I think we're just gonna do like a banshee kind of thing. Like it'll be like we'll just do their human torso, right? And then it goes down into the spider, and at that point we'll just fade out, and then none of the spider will render. And so it'll just be like a floating body that's gonna move around weird, but like that's on you. Like Arachnophobia mode's not meant to be like AAA quality here. Yeah, so anyway, I think that will do that. And then for the front two legs of the spider, because those are the ones that will probably be attacking, and there might be a stinger. I'm not sure how we're gonna do that yet. I think those will have like blades, like maybe like some. We'll do like some. I don't know, like phantasm blades. That what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? They're like phantom blades. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know where I'm going. My brain, I'm like thinking about a million things at once. It can float around. It has to. Yeah, it's probably gonna have to. But that's what I'm thinking is if I just like make it like ghostly and then give it like some ghostly like phantom blades, that'll look kind of cool too. And then at least it looks like menacing, even if it's a boss, you know. For people who have Arachnophobia mode on, that way it's not just like a big purple blob and you can't tell when it's attacking, because that'd be really difficult. I would love to build that right now on stream, but then I have to pull up the spider, like build it off of. So I'll do it off stream. It'll be a surprise to everyone. It's mainly legs plus eyes that are the problem. Yeah. Yep. And I'll have a different texture on entirely. My other thought was, what if we just have the body of the human torso, right? We won't do the eyes, obviously, and then we just rig it, or like just model around the middle set of not like the four legs in the middle, but like the two legs in the middle, like the front middle legs of the legs. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we just model that, and then it has like, it'll kind of look like what's that monster from Monsters Inc? The purple guy, this guy. It would kind of look like this guy on the right. This guy. Because it'd have like a torso and then just the middle two spider legs, and those would be moving around. So it'd be really goofy looking. And the problem is that there's a good chance that those two middle legs don't hit the ground always at the same time, right? Because it's a spider and their legs move like differently. So they might be like even floating at times, and it would look really weird. So this would probably be extra work and not worth the effort. But this would be a way to do it. We could do it like that. I don't know. It's tap dancing at me. Yeah. Yep. I need to get lunch and leave soon anyway, so if you got to do it, it's okay. No, you're good, Dee. Hogwarts Legacy does it well. It makes the spiders be blobs and has roller skates like from the movie. Roller skates from the movie? What are you talking about, roller skates from the movie? Yeah, we do blobs. Our this is what our Arachnophobia mode looks like. I shouldn't open that while we were packaging. Just a little guy with his tongue sticking out. We could just do, I don't know, maybe we don't even, I don't know. We could make these like ghostly little blobs instead. We'll see. In the scene when Harry turns the spider Bogart into one on roller skates. Ron. Oh, I don't remember that. Anyway, when this is done packaging, we'll upload it and see if it fixes anything. I have a feeling it will. I have a feeling it's going to run just fine this time. Knock on wood. But yeah, I'm thinking for the dungeons, I have two options here. One is like we could drop like rare resources you can only get from fighting, like doing the dungeons, which could be interesting. Another option could be we just like drop a new custom unique weapon from each class and you just get a random one. And if you that way if you do it as a team, you can just like trade, if you want to. Another option is we just drop like a rare trinket from each dungeon or something. That like doesn't really incentivize players to do the dungeon over again. In fact, I actually wonder if maybe we should just drop. So I don't know, man. I'm struggling with this. So dungeons in WoW, right? Like you get to the boss drops like one weapon, then one player in the group probably is definitely going to get that weapon, whether they need it or not. Someone's going to get it, right? And that's interesting because then you have to run it again to see if it drops the thing you want, right? And not every dungeon has things that you're going to want, right? Like if you do Deadmines, for example, the best dungeon in WoW, it might not drop the staff you need or whatever at the end. And there's like different like points, like different like mini bosses throughout or whatever that drop different things. They all have very specific loot. Like each boss in the dungeon. So therefore there's like a lot of different chances for everyone to get loot, which is cool. But everyone shares it, right? It's not like not everyone gets loot. So you might not get anything for your run. Like if you're looking for like leather armor or whatever, you might not get any through the whole run. Or you might get tons, who knows. I wonder if we need to go that route to get people to do dungeons more often. Or do we even care? Do we care if players do dungeons over and over again? I don't know. Like I do like that the game is casual enough that like it doesn't matter, Like we don't really need players to like we don't need to incentivize them to keep doing dungeon runs over and over again. But I like the idea of that because I think dungeons are fun and I want them to be fun and I want the players to like do them over again. But that might be reason enough. And honestly, maybe it's just like a good way to get gold. Maybe we just drop a bunch of gold. Maybe the end of the dungeon is just a whole bunch of gold and augment stones and junk that just come out of a chest or something. Rare resources and rare drops. Definitely want people to go to do dungeons multiple times. Yeah, agreed. Gold, materials, augments, etc. Could add a rare consumable that boosts some stat permanently, one-time use. Ooh. That sounds hella broken, doesn't it? That could be really, really problematic. Dungeons are such a good way to add replayability. Yeah, I agree. And that's why I'm thinking maybe we don't let every player get something from the dungeon. Because if we have 4 players and let's say there's 6 classes in the game, right? So let's assume you have a warrior, a hunter, a mystic healer, and a druid or something. That's only rogue and mage that you don't have in your place, right? But even so, like technically all 4 of those things could drop and you could just trade them around and then no one needs to do the dungeon again. But if only one weapon drops and then you have to decide who's going to get it, now you have to play as a group and now you have to do the dungeon again to try to get the next thing, right? And then not only that, but like I can't tell you how many times I've done a dungeon in like WoW and like the person who really wanted something, it didn't drop for them, and then I message them or like just type in chat or whatever and I'm like, I'll go again with you, if you want to try again to get it. And that turns into more content. It doubles the amount of content, Not that we need more content in the game, but like I do think that incentivizing players to do dungeons is a good idea because it's the only time in the game where we're telling people this is group content. You need to be doing this with a group. So I do think incentivizing this because it's group content is a good idea. Not that I want to like force people to do it, like it's optional still, but I do think incentivizing it is important. Higher level augment stone should drop from dungeons more often. Maybe you can drop those shards. This would be helpful. Um, what shards? Personally, I love it when there are rare items that have like a 5% chance. Okay, gotta grab lunch. You can work on spider stuff now. Thanks for the stream. Thanks, Dee. Enjoy lunch. Bye. Yeah. I also like rare items from dungeon drops. Like, if players know, like, there's a 5% chance that this guy drops, like, this epic sword or whatever, then that's really cool, right? The problem with that is we don't have enough dungeons in the game, won't have enough dungeons in the game for a while, to make that feel good for every class yet. So if you're playing a hunter and you do the one dungeon in the game and there's a 5% drop rate for a sword, that's not going to do any good, right? If you're using a bow. Like, so like, even if it drops, it's like, cool, I found this thing, now I can trade to someone else, I guess. Another thing to think about is that in WoW, the way they make those rare is they make them bind on pickup. So as soon as it drops and you get it, you can't trade it to anyone else. So the only way to get it is to go through that dungeon. In our situation, players will be able to get the rare thing and then go, well, I don't want this, and then sell it to someone else immediately. And of course, there's always like the casual aspect of like duping things and stuff like that too. So it's like already way less rare, but that's okay. I don't like bind on pickup either. I do like the idea of being able to like share things to people. I think bind on equip is fine because once you've equipped it, then it's like now it's bound to you. Like that item is yours now. Now like it's not able to be used by anyone else. I think that's fine because that does kind of like increase scarcity and rarity in the game. I think it's okay to sell the rare items you get. Yeah, I think so too. Again, like it's a casual game. I really don't want to like punish players for like, you know, doing certain things like that. For Swords of Magic, I think for an MMO, it's a different story. Augment stones that you put on the furnace and use to create. Oh, I see what you're saying. The augment shards. Yeah. Create other augment stones. Yeah, we could drop those to the dungeon. That'd be kind of cool. So spiders don't really drop much other than like leather or like their spider resources, whatever, right now. And since this is the first dungeon, is going to be the spider dungeon, I don't know. I'm kind of. I have some ideas. I'm actually thinking it'd be kind of cool if we put some more enemy types in the dungeon. Like the first room could obviously be spiders, whatever. Or maybe not. We could honestly do whatever, but I think it'd be cool if there was like one section of like some carnivorous plants, like the section with all the glowing room or whatever. Like I think we could like block that off and only open that up for not the adventure type one, whatever. But the actual difficulty or even the hard one. And we put carnivorous plants in there and make like a carnivorous like plant boss kind of thing. That'd be kind of neat. Or something else, who knows. It doesn't have to be a boss. It could just be some plants in there and make the room kind of harder. Who cares? And then it'd be cool also for other sections to have some bandits camping out. So there's like a section with bandits and a section with spiders and a section with like plants, and then you get to the end and it's like here's more spiders, and then maybe we see the driders, and then you see the spider queen. You can make some overgrown area where you have carnivorous plants and spiders. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I kind of like the idea that they would like the carnivorous plants would eat the spiders, so that they wouldn't be in the same location, you know? And it kind of also just distinguishes like this is this section of the dungeon, so it's not like blending too much together. But yeah, we could do it. What about that magic book that casts spells you made a while ago? The magic book that casts spells. Oh, right. That's planned for a different dungeon. I don't know where though. I don't really have a plan for where that dungeon's gonna go. But yeah, we have those. We have the scroll too. We have this living scroll. This guy. And then the I think it's called something tome. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, these guys are cool too. But in the spider cave, that doesn't make any sense. I don't think that fits there. But this will show up somewhere else for sure. I think you should use them to decrease time spent on Swords of Magic so you don't burn out. I don't know. I'm not too concerned. Right now, I think the plan is like we'll just do spiders and bandits, and then if I feel like doing more, we'll do more. You know? These guys will be used somewhere. I just don't know where. I think maybe Bone Reach will have a dungeon. They'll have these. We'll have like an ancient library or something dungeon. You know what else we could do? What if Ebon's Tower was a dungeon? Like, what if we made it like... That's cool as hell. Thanks. I animated that too. There's a bunch of other ones too. I forgot I did all these though. The fire one, kind of lame. Frost. Poison. That's the stagger, so if you block it or something. Where are all of his animations though? Was it death animation? Idle. Yeah. The idle just speeds up when he moves. Anyway, those look so good. Thank you. Yeah, I made these a while ago. Then we have a scroll too. Living Tome. What do we call it though? Animated scroll. We have this guy. So this guy's cool. His abilities, if I remember correctly, he duplicates himself. Poise break. This is death animation, then he poofs out. These guys are in and working. Like you can fight them now. It's kind of cool. But yeah, that one, like when he casts, he duplicates himself. Oh right, that's what he does. He has two spells. One is a confusion spell that could casts an orb or an AoE underneath your feet, and then if you don't dodge out of the way in time, then it confuses you and inverts your controls, which is really fun. And it doesn't sound like that crazy, but then what happens is it duplicates itself, and when it duplicates, then both of them can cast the confusion. The duplicate cannot duplicate itself though, so that's fine. Like you can't it won't like infinitely do it, but you can end up with like 3 or 4 of them if you don't kill them fast enough, and if getting confused while trying to kill them is hard. But it doesn't ever do damage to you. That's like, it's kind of harmless to be honest. So they have to pair up with the spell book. So they probably do need a damaging spell. I don't know. Maybe the confusion should do damage to you too. It does psychic damage or something to you. Who knows? But anyway, the spell book, the Living Tome is like where the real issue comes in, and they have really cool spells. They have like they shoot like a fireball, and they do like a fire. No, they don't do a fireball. They do a wall of fire thing, where it like lights up the ground, and then it immediately shoots up all these pillars of fire and like shoots at you. It's like, it's really cool. It's like I don't know. I guess I can spawn it in and show you. I think I can do that while packaging. Maybe not. I won't touch it. We're packaging, otherwise I would show you. Anyway, those are really cool, and I'm excited to put those in a dungeon. But I think that would be really cool if we did like an area in like Ebon's Tower. Maybe that could be a cool dungeon. Or maybe not, because I actually have plans for a dungeon in Delver's Pass already. I think it would just have like, I don't even know. I don't even know what the boss would be. Obviously I think that the 2 Emerlite golems would be the perfect boss, so maybe we just do the Emerlite mine. But that would be a lot of work to build more of the Emerlite mine. That took me like 2 days to build that. And it would probably take me like a week to build a longer version of it. But it might be worth it. I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe we just kind of like dumb it down a little bit and make most of the rooms kind of empty and then just fill them with enemies. Anyway, I don't know. I have lots of ideas where we could put dungeons. I don't know. Part of me honestly wonders if we even need them, if we're wasting our time putting dungeons in, and if we should just do like one big dungeon or something like that you do in Bone Reach, you know. Then we just put these enemies somewhere else in the game. I don't know. Because like, I don't know. The more, if we decide we're going to add a dungeon to each zone, that means I have to like, that's a ton of work, you know, for each dungeon. That's like a month probably for each dungeon to like design all the creatures for it, enemies for it, boss fight for it, everything. That's probably like a month of work at least for each dungeon. So that's one for Azura, which is the Goblin dungeon, which is already pretty done as long as we don't want to add more Goblin types, which we probably should, right? Which is another reason why I was also thinking carnivorous plants or bugs or something for that dungeon would be cool. So we can like switch it up a little bit. So we have like goblins that jump at you, and then also like, I don't know, some like bugs or mini golems or something. I don't know, something else that would be found in like in a goblin cave. But I also would love to just make some like variations of the goblin. That'd be cool too. And then we don't have to do anything else. We could just do a bunch of goblins. But yeah, so there's that one. And then the farmlands would be Spider Cave, obviously. That's easy. And then I don't even know what to do about Windless Woods. I guess Windless Woods could have... Maybe we could do like the Sunken Tower in Windless Woods. We have this area. Where are we at? It's not loaded in, so it's getting hard to see. But if you're over in Windless Woods here, this is the town. So pretend this is the town. But you have this area where you go up this thing. And there's a gate right here. And this doesn't have anything built yet. But if you go through here, this is, I think, where the swamp area. This was supposed to be like the mushroom area, like where the little mushroom people are. And this would be a cool place for a dungeon. And then this right here is supposed to be where like this a giant like sunken tower, and it's just like the top of the tower and like a little like window or something you can go in. And it's like all mud, and it's just this whole tower, like a wizard's tower that just sunk into the ground. So you go in and then you like fall down to the bottom and climb your way back out, I think, or I don't know how we do it. It was in the single player game. How did we get into it? I think you had to swim into it. No, that was a different one. Was it? Damn, it's been so long since I played that, I don't remember. Be fun to go explore that again. Primitive goblin traps, maybe? That'd be cool too. We do have a couple traps. Actually have they're like made. I don't know if they work though. Yeah, we literally have like the spring trap. Which I thought had spikes on it. It does have spikes on it. So it starts, obviously, hold back here, and then it would have some sort of trigger. And if you walk, like this would be hidden in like a bush or something, and then like you'd trigger it, and then it would obviously swing forward. I don't know. This still looks kind of stupid, but yeah, it's whatever. Windless Woods can have like a trial chamber that the druids use for their warriors or something along those lines. That would be cool. The thing is, like, if I don't have to make a whole bunch of new enemies or a boss fight for it, then it's not crazy to do. Right? That's easy. But the chances, like, yeah, like I think that's what's going to end up happening though, is we're definitely gonna have to have a boss fight for every dungeon, right? That you just have to. The nice thing is that if we decide to do like, I think like a druid or like a Druun dungeon would make the most sense in Windless Woods, right? Like honestly, maybe we put it in the basement of the ruins, and then we just build a new, like there's another tier, another level underneath, right? So you like maybe you open it up. Maybe it's the eye. You know the eye puzzle room or whatever, or there's the other secret room. I don't know. Whatever. It could be in one of those rooms, and it's just like there's the dungeon stone or whatever, and then you interact with that and you start the dungeon, and then it teleports you down to a floor down, which you can't get to any other way, and then that's where the dungeon actually is. And then we just put a bunch of Druin in there. Like, that's easy. And we can just make, like, we could even make new Druin with, like, maybe there's some new, like, spellcasting Druin or whatever. And then we could just make, like, the boss just be, like, big hulking Druin, or maybe, like, a spellcasting Druin that just has some new spells, whatever. Maybe he teleports around, who knows? Like, we could do whatever we want to do. So. Question, are you using gaming or creative drivers for NVIDIA? We're using the studio ones, the creative ones, I think, right now. We're installing Windows today. Actually, you know what? I think recently I switched to the gaming one. I usually use the studio ones, but I don't remember why I switched. Maybe I didn't switch. I don't know. I've never really noticed a difference, to be honest, but I think I've been using the studio ones because I think it's just better for having multiple softwares open. Shape-shifting Druin boss? Oh, that would be cool. Though the Druin are... Actually, I guess it would make sense that the Druin can shapeshift still. But, like, technically, I guess the lore is that, like, the Druids forgot how to shapeshift, which is why the one guy was working on shapeshifting and then got stuck in bear form, right? What's his name? Starts with... I don't remember his name, but yeah. Aldor, yeah. But I guess it'd be cool if it was just like a one Druin boss who like still could shapeshift. That would be neat, and we could leave like hints about it throughout the world or whatever. I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. And then all the Druin would have like a leader they were following, and that would feel really good. Because right now there's not really a leader. But it would also make sense if that dungeon, which honestly this was intended to be the dungeon, was behind in Chilthorn Hollow, where you have to like you have to cut the thorns down with the axe. That was meant to be a dungeon when we were just doing like the open world dungeon thing. So that was like how that was supposed to feel. And honestly, that does feel like the best dungeon area for that. We could do it, I guess. We could just chop down the thorns and then have that first room be the dungeon finder, or the dungeon, not dungeon finder, but dungeon meeting stone, whatever, the dungeon stone room. And then teleport you through like a closed door or something. That could work. And then, but then the problem is that, well, no, I guess that does work, because then the boss is the Cthulhu guy, the gatekeeper. Maybe. The only problem is we have to like then teleport the player back out of the dungeon and like not back to that room or whatever. We'll see. We'll see what happens. The bees could also be an option. Yeah, the bees or the wasps. That could also have been a dungeon. I don't know if it's big enough, but that would work as a dungeon too. I don't know. There's a lot of options, and that could just be like a smaller dungeon. Who knows? But I think the problem with the wasps is that they're just kind of like, they only have one attack. They're kind of boring, and I can't really think of any other things they could do other than like shoot things at you. But anyway, okay, we packaged. One sec, guys. I have to open a screen that you guys can't see. 1 second. 1 second. I didn't change my version number. That kind of sucks. That's okay. Save that. Almost done. Run dev build. Okay, done. Wasp bite and have team pack tactics in real life. Yeah, they don't really do that in our game. And building a new like AI for them to like, or a new behavior for them to like, so they swarm or whatever, would be kind of a pain in the ass. They barely work as it is. So yeah, building humanoids that have like different spells and abilities and stuff is easy and like the lowest hanging fruit. So making more dungeons with like humanoid enemies that are just like, you know, have new spells, new abilities, whatever, new like attacks, whatever, that's the best and easiest way to do it. The hardest is making completely new monsters especially bosses. Or no, the hardest is probably making new enemies that have different sorts of like tactics. That's definitely the hardest, because I don't have the ability to do that really without a bunch of effort. Yeah, I don't know if it's even worth it. We have other traps too, by the way. We have the bear traps. We have the spike trap, which I don't think we're even using anywhere. Are we using a spike trap anywhere? Is this used anywhere? These could easily be in the dungeon with the tomes too. That'd be pretty fun. Warrior Miner Wasp could be a thing too. Drill hands to break up their ancient honey ore. That'd be cool. That could work. There's a lot of potential for dungeons for sure. And I love the idea of building a bunch of dungeons. I also love the idea of getting skill trees out and then immediately starting to work on Bone Reach. And I do think Bone Reach would have a lot more impact on the game, especially since that's the final zone and we could call it 1.0 at that point, pretty much. There is something we need to work on though. Okay, wait, this is up. Let's go. What? Did I close Steam? Exit Steam. Wait like 3 seconds. Open Steam. Okay, everybody cross your fingers. Never mind, we have to install an update. Never mind, we're good. Are we good? Steam? We also have the poison dart traps. We could put lots of traps in the dungeon for the goblins. That is one thing that I always wish was more prevalent in World of Warcraft, is traps in dungeons. In fact, are there any traps in the game at all? Don't rogues have like a detect traps or something? Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy. I think it's a different game. Saw Starbound in there. You ever mess around with modded? I have not played with modded Starbound, no. I've only played vanilla, and I really like vanilla, so I'm sure modded is even better. We're patching swords. This, thank goodness you're here, by the way. Absolutely amazing game. So good. So worth the money. And same with Slots and Daggers. This is like one of my favorite indie games right now. It's super good. So much fun. Okay, let's see if our graphics look better now. Fracking Universe changes up the whole game a bunch. Would highly recommend. Okay. I've been tempted to play that again lately. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Alright, Fondue, let's try this again. Oh, also, this looks so much... Oh, you know what? It looks a little better. I definitely see a difference, but I can still see a little bit of graininess. But not as bad. Definitely not as bad. Actually, I wonder if this is a graphics or like a... yeah. I do have things, the textures on low, or on whatever. Still the same. Okay. Crush fingers. Ready up for Frostfall. I'm super excited this year. Finally free from finals after the 15th. Cool. Yeah, it launches on the 18th. Frostfall does. Spoiler. Okay, please God, do not crash on us. Sen's gone. Door is unlocked. Oh, guys, this is not good. What could possibly be wrong? Like, what have I done that could have possibly, like, caused a crash? I'm gonna have to, like, turn on debug symbols or something, and I don't know how to do it. Which is fine, I'll figure it out, but... I don't know what PDBs are, but GPT's acting like I should know what this is. Okay, well, I guess I have some research to do, and I have to figure this out. This is gonna be fun. Why? Every damn time we start making progress in Swords Magic, something like this happens, and it throws a whole wrench in the gears, and then I get stuck for like a week trying to fix this. Every damn update. This is exactly why I'm burning out on this game. Why I'm so ready to be done with it. Because it's like falling apart at the seams, you know? I just cannot add anything new to it. If I touch anything, everything breaks. And I didn't do anything. We tried forward shading, which should have touched nothing, and we turned it back off, and again, it should be fine. I don't see any issues. But like, what is causing the crash? What have I done? I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't change anything like fundamental at all. What did we do? I don't know. Well, I think we're gonna call it here. I know it's only been like almost 2 hours, but I don't know what else to do, and I really need to figure out this crash. So I think I'm gonna be doing some Googling and figuring out how to fix this now. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out today. I appreciate it. Sorry I'm such a short stream. I was hoping to like play through the skill trees and like test them out, and like I was gonna test out Frostfall, and we are gonna go fight the Frost Golem with skill trees. I was really excited about all this stuff, but looks like we're not doing any of this stuff today. So anyway, yeah, thanks. All right, guys. Have a good weekend, I guess. I'll see you on Tuesday. Tuesday will also be a short stream because Jana has a bunch of stuff for... she's doing a whole community thing all week next week, and she'll be gone most of the time, so I'll only have a couple hours to stream on Tuesday, and I'm not sure what Thursday looks like yet. So I'll see you then. Oh, real quick, I'm very, very, very tempted to start streaming late night World of Warcraft streams, just like a few hours a night, starting at like, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. I guess the more people who are interested, the more likely I'll do it. I don't know. I'll probably be coming at it from like a design standpoint and talking a lot about design and stuff like that. But also, I want to do like a challenge thing, and I might even start after TBC comes out, because That might be more fun. I don't know. We'll see. You'd watch? Okay, cool. At least if there's like a handful of people who like hang out, it'll be a late night stream, so I don't know how many people will show up, but I don't know. I kind of think it'd be a cool idea to start building up an audience around, like a gaming audience around World of Warcraft. So if we actually do decide to like pull the trigger on this MMO and actually get something finished, then we'll have an audience to deliver it to like right away, which would be really nice. So I think it's a good marketing opportunity for that game. And if nothing else, like I can also push Swords and Magic to a new audience who would probably like it if they like WoW too. So anyway, okay, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.